Coming at you live from the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California. It is Bandset's Holiday Edition.
Holiday Edition.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Come fresh off the lot, the Christmas tree lot.
You been on the lot recently, Joe?
But I've driven by a few,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and they look scarce. People have been loading up. You see a car every 10 cars around here. Got a Christmas tree locked to the roof. Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is.
You know what that means.
MSG.
I was going to say Goosemas.
It was just Goosemas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
How did you...
No. The question is, will you ever listen to it?
I want to take even a step back. You know how we roasted the Greek show?
Yeah.
They released that as one of their live.
Wasn't that like our number one listened to episode ever? More people listened to that and loved it.
Actually, I just did our Wrapped.
Yeah.
I haven't posted it. Our number one listened to last year was our Sphere episode.
Number 2?
I'll have to check. Goosemas.
No, I mean, rave reviews.
It looks fun.
You know what? What I heard was they did Help Slipknot Franklin's.
They did do that.
I mean, that's what everybody was talking.
Yeah.
And my initial,
They're grateful they covered.
right, my first reaction was, did they write any new songs? Like, did they have any songs that are memorable that they played of their own?
Dripfield.
Oh, for sure. Never forget that.
Yeah, the Help Slipknot Franklin's definitely seen to be the pinnacle of Goosemas.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he rode a flamingo around.
A big one?
It was a relatively large inflatable flamingo. It wasn't quite the same.
Bended from the ceiling?
No, he was just like crowd surfing on it. You didn't see that? It wasn't quite the same as like the whales floating around.
Somebody must be listening because Goose is not in my algorithm unless it's a meme knocking on them.
All the meme accounts hate on Goose so hard. So I feel like we're not alone. You know, that's kind of like a comforting embrace for people teasing Goose.
For sure.
But yeah, you know, Goosemas.
I mean, imagine what Deadheads would have done back in the early 90s if there was social media on all the Phishmas. Roasting.
You think?
For sure.
But is it cooler to fly around on a fiberglass hot dog, or is it cool to ride an inflatable flamingo like 30 years later? Which one of those two things, is Goose elevating the game? Are they taking it up a notch? Are they auto-tuning? Are they bringing like all the magic of auto-tune to everything we love about Jam Band shows?
They're just taking us to the next level, you know?
Of mediocrity? Or
I guess. I don't know. Just like for the people who want and need more. They're just not satisfied with what's out there.
Yeah.
So they've got to listen to Goose to feel like I don't even want to go there. I was going to say it's like,
no, don't do it.
next topic.
MSG.
Right
around the corners.
super soon.
Super soon.
Yeah. What do we think?
I don't know.
What are we going to open with?
I don't.
Sigma Oasis?
Sigma Oasis is opening for sure. Do you think they're going to play any Gamehenge songs at all, or are they all off the table?
I hope they do. I hope they play Lizards like the first night, just to break the ice. You know, like
let everyone know
you're allowed to play these songs.
We're not going to invent like imaginary handcuffs,
right? And we're not going to be doing Gamehenge Part 2 for our New Year's. Or are they? They've written a whole new story.
Yeah,
Chillin' Thrillin' styles. They've got like a whole new lineup of songs that they're going to do. Gamehenge 2, Act 2, Part 2, where they definitely bring back Wilson.
She was good.
She was our favorite, right?
The best.
Yeah. Wilson it's basically the backstory of Wilson.
So it's like a prequel.
It's a prequel.
It's like a Star Wars. It's like Disney Plus and Star Wars.
Exactly.
We're going back in time.
We're going to tell all the origin stories.
And what we really find out is that there was this band called Goose in the olden days. They rode around on an inflatable flamingo. And then Phish was inspired to actually make real music.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Perfect. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. I mean, after what they did last year for their New Year's Eve extravaganza, I'm surprised they're even doing it again. How could they top that?
How do they top any of the things that they've done? I mean, they can't. They can't do that. They can't top that.
They must have come up with
They're
stuff.
probably bringing some. I mean, obviously they got a gag in the hopper.
Yeah. They got a gag in the hopper for sure. I mean, it's not going to involve balloons because that era is gone. Confetti.
Yeah.
For sure.
or Utterballs.
How many extras do you think there will be dancing on the stage with them this year?
Yeah. You know, I've even seen footage of like 98, 90. Like, I forgot that like they often have people on the stage at New Year's. Like, I have no recollection of those things happening from like 25 years ago. Maybe there was reasons for that, but like I just recently saw something. There was like a unicorn like dancing around on this like stage left in like New Year's Eve '98. No recollection of that. But there are more people now than ever.
More got like a whole like dance troupe.
They have a theater
troupe on the payroll, and they've probably been training for a long time. Working it out. I'm just so curious as to how they could top it, like Gamehenge's apex New Year's Eve gag or any experience like Gamehenge full performance.
Speaking of apex,
yeah,
did you hear that they're probably coming back to Hollywood Bowl?
I did hear that. I mean, it fits in the cycle.
It does,
right? Like the rumor of them playing the Sphere again, at least for the first half of next year, is not happening.
Which is true.
Well, the Dead locked it in.
Yeah. And we had some insight into that prior to it announcing.
Did we talk about it on the show?
No, we didn't.
Well, we knew.
So that was cool. That was exciting, but that definitely took like the wind out of the Sphere sails when, those deals kind of got floated.
Right. And now it would have been 2 years since they've done a West Coast run.
Yeah.
Seems like they're into the springtime fiesta situation.
I think that lines up better.
Yeah. They'll probably do similar to what they did 2 years ago. Start up in the Northwest and work their way down. Do like 10 shows.
Hit Chula. Bounce back out.
Hopefully. Chula's great.
I know. It is actually great at Chula. But like 3 or 4 nights. Was it 3 nights at...
3 at the Greek and 3 at the Bowl and 2 at in Seattle.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that'll be something real nice to look forward to. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not making it to MSG. It's just like hard to get over there this time of year. There's a lot going on in the holidays and the New Year's stretch.
Yeah.
At this point in my life.
I mean, them playing at MSG again for like the 97th time in a row on New Year's Eve.
It's tradition.
It's tradition. So extrapolate that into Hollywood Bowl tradition every 2 years in April.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
It's go.
Yeah.
Because April in California is prime time, baby.
Yeah. I agree. Which show did we see recently?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yeah, it feels like it might have been a month ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah. How'd you think about it? We did a special King Gizzard episode last time.
Yeah.
After the Hollywood Bowl show.
Yeah.
We didn't do that this time.
I've seen them twice since that Hollywood Bowl show, and I don't need to see them again for a little while.
You're not going to see them next time they come.
I mean, if they come back like next summer,
yeah,
I would see them. But if they're here like in February,
right,
I'm like, I've had my Gizzy cup is full.
Like your ears have been assaulted?
Yeah. And I just feel like I'm just a Gizzy noob.
Yes.
Like they have such a deep discography. I know like no songs. And the first time we saw them, they played such a variety of genre and style. Completely, it was like completely encapsulating and enthralling, like sucked me right in. And
I agree.
The last 2 times I've seen them, they've done so much heavy, like stuff that I would never listen to in my spare time.
Yeah.
And I'm like at this venue, and it's just one after the other of like, and it's just, fuck, next song. And it goes on for 20 minutes.
Well, we went at the Forum, it was like one of those epic 3-hour, no Sareg things, marathons. So it's like a heavy metal marathon. It was like a little too much heavy metal for me.
Yeah. I mean,
they're super entertaining though. And I think the crowd is hysterical. Like nothing makes me feel older. Like when I go to a Goose show, I just feel bad for being there. But like when I go to a Gizzard show, I feel just old. I'm like, holy shit, like I'm not part of this. Like this is a new generation of what we were when we were that age, and we were at a show and we like were plugged in and like knew the secret jokes and they were teasing Simpsons and All Fall Down, right? We're at a Gizzard show and it's like people are doing stuff and I'm like, I didn't get the cute, man. Like, I missed it.
Yeah. I mean, I look around at the crowd at King Gizzard shows, and I sometimes feel like there's quite a variety of individuals there, you know?
I feel like part of that, like, COVID lost generation, like, is also at, like, Gizzard shows. Like, it feels like that, you know, like, I graduated high school, like, on Zoom vibe. There's definitely some, like, weirdness.
Yeah.
In part of the crowd.
Yeah. Because, like, this music, there's, like, a certain je ne sais quoi for some people where they're like, I want to like this because, like, it's, like, so different and maybe new. And, like, I think in my progression as a human, I don't need angry music. And they're not necessarily angry. Their music isn't really angry. It's just, like, very
intense.
Yeah. And, like, I can't make out many of the lyrics, especially when they're performing them live.
Well, they're Australian, too, so it's all upside down.
Right. So, to me, it's just, like, a mishmash of just, too much, you know? And, like, the first time we saw them, they were breaking it up, you know? They didn't give us, like, 45 minutes of heavy metal to start the show.
No. I mean, my memories of that were, we got, like, Western stuff, and we got a little heavy stuff, but we got some really cool stuff, and then we got, like, some, like, almost like crooning, you know, he was walking around on stage with the mic. We got so much of that first show. Really totally blew my mind. This one was pretty much wall to wall heavy metal, but you know, their new album they're doing with like an orchestra.
Right.
And there's some speculation that they're going to bring that around this summer for the bowl, perhaps to the bowl. I'm open-minded.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I think that would fit my framework a little better.
I could definitely go see them again in 6 months.
Yeah.
You know? But like people go on King Giz tour.
Yes.
Tour.
Yeah, I mean, like we used to.
Yeah.
Not on King Giz.
No. And I'm just excited by the diversity of this world. You know, people actually really want to see that. And it's not like going to see, you know, like in these hair metal band where they're going to play the same show every night. They're playing a completely different show every night.
Yeah.
Even though it might sound like it's the exact same show every night. It's a complete...
That's like when people said Phish all sounds the same.
It's like, we're there.
What I love about it, I love their like enthusiasm. I love their experimentation. I love how like into it the crowd. I feel like something's happening. I feel like old and I don't really know what's happening, but I feel like something's happening.
Yeah.
And I like, that's what intrigues me about it. Like there's something interesting going on here. There's like a bi-directional thing, right? Whereas like when you go to Goose, it's like, okay, like let's go get some chicken fingers. You know, like I need a break. Whereas, like, it doesn't feel like there's anything magical happening. Whereas, like, for some reason, I guess, like, something's going on there, which I think is really engaging.
There is extreme enthusiasm, which is definitely, you feel that vibe when you're in the room. The mosh pit at the Forum was crazy. Yeah.
Circles and spinning, and, like, it was wild. We had a pretty good view of that because we were, up on the side, like,
we had a very good view
down on
the
that
mosh pit, which is great.
Yeah. Mexico's
happening this year?
You going?
I mean,
do you know anyone going to Mexico this year?
No.
Me neither. I wonder what that means.
I don't know. I'm happy that they are still doing it because like maybe I'll go back one day, but it just seems like
a little Margaritaville?
A little.
Yeah.
You know, like we've exhausted this now. It's been 10 years almost.
Yeah.
Right? They did the first one in 8 years.
2016.
Yeah. So 8 years of Mexico. And I guess last year musically was very well esteemed.
Trace said it was the best show they've ever played.
Yeah. Best show they've ever played.
He said that on like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
He was like, I honestly think that the best show we ever played was the last show we played. Yeah. Like I love the idea of it, but it doesn't like calm me down.
Yeah.
In the way that it did in the beginning.
Like if I didn't have anything to do and I was like, you know, young, dumb, and why not? Let's go to Mexico and sow our royal oats. You know, because I've been seeing Phish on the beach is a really nice experience. It really is. It just seems like it's so manufactured at this point.
Yeah, like someone's got to like iron pages, like short sleeve pattern t-shirt, button downs. Like that's why I mean, it's like a little Margaritaville. It's like it just feels like a little.
But people go when they have the time of their life.
Yeah.
I went and I wanted to go back the next year, but it was just like, really? I can't. I'll do it every 5 years, you know? So keep going, keep doing it. There's nothing wrong with it. But like, they seem to have the Juggernaut machine rolling at the Moon Palace, where they've got different acts coming through every weekend. I mean, it's a real cash cow, I'm sure, for everybody involved.
The last few years of Phish, we kind of we left 3.0 behind. I know you love to say some of the best shows were in 3.0. We might differ on some.
Do I say that a lot?
I don't know what you say. I don't listen to this podcast. The 4.0 was easy for me. 4.0, they broke out fast. They came out with Land, best album ever. And it's really, really been exciting. And then we were like coming up to the 40th, there was like a lot going on. I just like wonder now that we're like over the 40th, right? We've done it. We did it. 40 more.
Or 5.0?
No, I'm saying like now we're in the 40 more years. And I guess I'm sort of in the position where like I'm really not sure like what happens next. I'm open-minded to what happens. I just felt like, coming out of COVID, coming out of 4.0, starting the engine back up, like they killed it. Then we had Hollywood Bowl, they killed it. They've had some great shows in the last 3 or 4 years. And then, we had MSG Pinnacle, MSG last year.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, even the summer tour, I just like, what's happening? I don't know. I mean, I was like, there's something, it just feels like there's an opportunity for like newness, right? We did it. We celebrated. We did it all. Like, what happens now?
Yeah, but they're not going to do that. I mean, they're always doing something new. They did Mon Green, they brought back the festival situation. Like, they're always pushing it forward in terms of creating experience for their fans. They're not just going like from arena to arena to arena to arena. They are considerate of not just giving their fans the standard show. They've always been like that, right? There are going to be 89% of the shows are going to be standard shows, but there's always the outlier where, it's at the Sphere, or they're going to do that.
What are we working towards, right? Like we were working towards the 40th. We had the Sphere. We had a lot. Okay, 2024 is about to end.
Yeah.
The last 4 years, when did 4.0 start? 2021, I guess. The last 3 years have been insane. Phish, I think, right? With all the things that have been going on, some epic shows, some stuff to celebrate. We got a Gamehenge. We got a Sphere. We got all this stuff. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what I don't have anything that I'm looking forward to right now, other than obviously Hollywood Bowl is going to be fun because it's down the street and we can go. And I'm like, well, I love it. But like, I'm not celebrating the 40th. I don't know what's happening at the Sphere.
I think
there's Halloween rumors.
I think the Sphere is where they're going to focus their
creative,
because they've got they're going to have at least like over a year between what they did there the first time and going back there, if they ever go back there, which I'm sure they will. Like, they're going back to the Sphere and they know what's required and maybe what's expected. And they always like to mess with people's expectations in a good way from their perspective.
Yeah, like you think the Sphere is like a creative focus for that? That's what I'm asking. Like, where because Trade's energy like goes into something. That's what I'm wondering about. Like, there's so much, and now it's like, where do we go next?
Well, I think that they've got this blank canvas now, which is the Sphere, where they have lived and learned, and they're going to come back with a vengeance, and they're going to keep coming back. Like, what is the pinnacle of Phish? It's, for most people, it's like one of three things: festival, New Year's, Halloween, right? But really, it's Halloween. Like Halloween, Phish, if you go to Phish on Halloween, there's nothing like it. There's just no possible way to know what's happening or what could happen. It is the most opportunistic moment for Phish to really fucking knock your socks off. And that's why everybody wants to be at Halloween more than anything. Like New Year's, we know what they're going to do. They're going to do something fun, and 1 out of 20 years, they're going to do something crazy. Halloween, we know they're going to do something that we've never seen or could have never thought of before.
Halloween seems prime for the Sphere.
Exactly. So that's why they've already been working on it. They've been noodling on Halloween of the Sphere since the day they got there.
Speaking of the Sphere, when Dead & Co announced last year, we all tripped over ourselves to get tickets. Does that feel different for you this year?
Big time.
Yeah. I mean, I know I can get tickets. I know there's not
a
run on tickets. They, announced all those shows again. Will I be there? 100%. 1 weekend, 2 weekends.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like last time, I put my whole day on pause to get.
Yeah, I know.
This time they came on sale. I was like, well, I'm not going to rush.
No, I don't think it's necessary. I think because like now everybody who's wanted to go has been.
Yeah.
They played like 30 shows last year.
28 or something at least.
So everybody knows they've lived and learned from their spherification.
Yeah. And we also know what we're getting at like a dead show now. We're getting the same stuff that we got.
Exactly. And some people are going to want to go to every show.
Yeah.
Some people are going to go to one. Some people are going to go to a couple.
I mean, I had a hell of a weekend.
And I really think that there's the opportunity for anybody who's willing to, fork it over a little bit to get in. The face value on the tickets is not cheap, but
they're going for
if you went, I know. And if you went last year and you loved it, then
you go again.
You can go again,
yeah.
Which is great. And I think that hopefully that's part of their mentality is like, we're just going to play so many shows.
Dead forever.
Like everybody's going to get the chance to see us if they want to.
Yeah. I mean, I do.
It's not like what Phish did to us last year where they fucking played 4 shows and nobody could go because the tickets were insane. And like that, I think, hurt a lot of people's feelings.
Yeah. And it confused me when coming to Dead & Co. because like I jumped on Dead & Co. super hard and super fast and like it fumbled a bit because it's like now it's like, wait, I can just grab faces.
Yeah.
Like the day before.
Exactly.
I don't have to fight. I don't have to like look at the ticket prices and see $7,000 tickets.
Yeah. So 2025.
Buckle up.
Year of the Dead.
Years are dead.
Yeah. If you want to go.
And Phish at the Sphere.
Maybe.
For Halloween.
I hope so. But I'm not going to be there.
Shit, you're right.
I have kids. You never know.
We never know. Bring them.
Bring them with.
Let's get a box.
Yeah. Well, see you at the Sphere in a box.
Okay, bye.